So let's talk about what you found, things that really caught your eye.
Right, and of course, if you didn't get what you wanted for Christmas, you know, the best thing to do is just go out right after it and get it for yourself.
Right.
And that's really where you get the best stuff.
Okay, let's talk about this one. This looks kind of fun.
This is interesting. This is a new service, and it's also a piece of hardware. It's from Google, and it's called Stadia, and they wanted to build a Netflix for games, where you don't need to have a console like an Xbox in your living room. You just connect through the internet and play the game streaming. So they'll sell you this little controller to do it with, and you can also hook it up to your phone, so you can play these console-style, very high-end games on your phone.
Who makes the game? Is that Google too?
Any kind of, it's a lot of big famous games.
Activision games?
Yes,
or,
a lot of games from a lot of big publishers. More of them are signing up all the time, and you just buy the game as you normally would, except instead of buying a disc for your Xbox, you're buying the streaming Stadia version.
That sounds like really bad news for the makers of game consoles.
I said 5 or 6 or 7 years ago that these consoles were eventually going to go away and everything was going to be replaced by Netflix-style streaming. I was probably one generation too early, but I feel like it's starting to happen now.
All right, let's talk about people who actually do like the game consoles, maybe old school types who are into stuff like this.
This was super fun this year. Everyone wanted to play this when it came into the office. This is the Sega Genesis Mini. It's a micro recreation of the original Sega Genesis console, right down to the fact that you can put a little pretend, it has a little console slot right there. You don't put anything in it. It's got like 24 games built in, but all the ones that, like Altered Beast and all the ones that launched with the Genesis 20-something years ago, and everyone considers it, you know, the greatest classic console of all time, and it really comes with this pitch-perfect recreation of the original controller.
Is that like nothing? You just, how do you hook it up to your machine? Is it just a couple of wires?
Yeah, you just plug this into here, and you plug that into your TV.
And that's it?
And that's it.
What about this Apple TV thing? What is
streaming TV, obviously everyone's got either a Roku or a Fire TV stick or something. The higher-end version is the Apple TV. This version can do, you know, 4K and HDR, and it's got a really cool remote, and it also, because everybody's got to have games, they have a new gaming service called Apple Arcade, so you can play games on your TV through this, kind of like the Stadia, and you can use a regular game controller or the little stick that it comes with. And if you want to get a nicer, more polished experience than you get with, you know, a $50 Roku, you could spend, you know, $170 or so and get the 4K Apple TV.
What is this thing? It's a
This is the Microsoft Surface, which we've had for years. So it's the tablet, and you clip on the keyboard. But this is the Surface Pro X, which is the newest version. It's one of the few things people have emailed me about over the last 6 months and said, when is this coming out? I really want one.
Why?
Because it's a little thinner and lighter than the regular Surface. It's got a Qualcomm chip inside, so it's almost like a phone, really long battery life, LTE, and watch this.
It's lighter than my iPad.
Boom. There's a secret stylus hidden inside, and you can pull this out, and you can draw on the screen, and then you're not going to lose it because it just goes right back in there.
And then you pop it back.
You pop it down, and then you fold the whole thing up and take it with you. And it's a
lighter
thinner, lighter surface, and it's basically a phone in a laptop body.
Where's the phone? Can I call on it?
You could put a SIM card in there, yes.
What's this one?
Well, that is not just a regular Kindle. That is the Kindle Oasis, which is their super high-end model, their giftable model.
Just for reading books?
For reading books. But you know what? I had a regular Kindle for so many years, and it's fine. And I never wanted to get this fancier, more expensive version that's usually like $250.
Right.
I finally broke down during Amazon Prime Day over the summer and bought myself one. I can't believe how much better it is.
Why? What's better?
The screen is a little bit bigger, but the quality is so much better. It's got these physical buttons for turning the pages rather than swiping with your finger, which never really works on the subway.
Right.
And I'm holding onto the strap with one hand and the book in the other. If I switch hands, it reverses itself, so I can use it either-handed on the subway.
But the quality of the screen itself
makes it worth it. The quality of the screen is better. It's a little bit bigger.
Easier?
For me, who usually has to bump the size of the text up really big, I was able to go back to normal size text on this, not the senior style gigantic
Fountain
text.
of youth, this thing is.
You know, it was an indulgence, but I am so glad I splurged on it.
Okay, here are earbuds, and everybody's got the Apple earbuds, the wireless ones.
AirPods, yeah.
What are these
People
things?
love AirPods, but they only really work on Apple phones, and they're frankly hard to find a lot of the time. And the big secret is, if you're listening to music, they're not that great. They're great for phone calls, but AirPods are not great music headphones. So these are the Jabra 75Ts, and everyone has discovered, because these are selling out all over the place now. They're about the same as the high-end AirPods, about $170, but they sound really good with music, and they have noise canceling. You can hook up Alexa and the Google Assistant through them, so you can do all that smart home stuff right from your ears. And it's an alternative for people who don't have an iPhone or don't want the AirPods that does the same thing. Frankly, they sound better.
And they're
Don't tell Apple.
All right. Dan, thank you so much. Love these gifts. All great ideas. Really good to see you.
Always my pleasure.